Testing the stream. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Sorry for any issues. I haven't streamed for a while. Oh, I can hear myself now. I'm a little loud, I think. Testing, 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 testing. My microphone quality sounds worse than expected. I'm using my headset microphone right now, though. Maybe that's why. Okay. Testing, testing. Alrighty. I think this is all right. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. There's substantial delay between me saying something and me hearing it on YouTube, so this is awkward because I changed the volume like a minute ago. Quality sounds terrible. Testing my voice compared to the music. This is taking lots of tinkering. Okay, let's try some work. And I will stop listening to myself maybe. Okay, I think that was all right. Just speak up in chat if it's sound levels are still weird. So yeah, it's been a while since I've streamed. It's a whole different game. That's probably wild. So Fleet Tycoon is my latest creation. It's much smaller than my prior creations. Very excited. It's very distinct in a way. It's kind of like Balatro meets OpenTTD or Transport Tycoon. There's really nothing quite like it, which is interesting because I always try to like research similar games, and there aren't really many similar games. So I'm kind of excited. This is like new territory for the world. But in terms of the distinctive features, I don't know how to describe this. I wasn't like it. You're supposed to have the feeling of something like Balatro. There's these explosive synergies, but you're doing in the context instead of playing cards or like there's a slot machine version of Balatro now, Clover Pit. Like there's this whole like genre of gambling roguelites now, which is very, very fascinating. Very fascinating on societal, philosophical, psychological level. But anyway, Fleet Tycoon is a kind of similar idea, but not gambling. It's still about finding those very fun, very unpredictable explosive synergies, but you're doing it with trading ships. So I'm just gonna do some work. Welcome to chat. I just figured I should stream more. Helps me not get distracted as much. It's fun to talk to people while I'm working. So that'd be good fun. Plus, I'm actually gonna show the code. I even set up the auto screen switcher, which it should switch. There it goes. Look at that. So you can see me writing them codes. Many years ago, there were like several engineers that just hang out with me. It was fun. So yeah, we're just gonna do some work on getting game to 1.0. So the launch is supposed to be in January, though life continues to throw curveballs. I am living in Japan, and that may not be I may not be here as long as I thought I would be. So Japan's been an awesome experience. I was hoping to live here for at least a few years, but it looks like we may be having a few stops before we find a permanent residence. So that's an intriguing thing to be dealing with along with game development. But my wife and I really do enjoy living in a whole new society and culture. I always said living in another country as an adult was on my bucket list, and I guess I've now done it. We just like one day, just about a year ago now, a little bit more, we were just like, we're only getting older. We're gonna, have a family and everything. We gotta make if we're gonna try living in another country for a while, we gotta do it right away. And so it just kind of hit us both same time. We did it. We magically appeared in Japan a few months later. Wild times. Yeah, I'm just kind of explaining context. So in terms of what we're gonna do, I did not. Yes. Okay. So I had to update my scene switcher. So my scene switcher right now doesn't have a fallback to go to Unity. So they have something at least interesting to look at. Right now, I don't have. In fact, if I go to my issues, okay, it's gonna stay there. I think that's okay. So a year and I don't know, 2 years ago now. It's been a while. I had it like this all automated where you could actually see me looking at my task list, working in Unity, working in code. So I had to kind of recreate that. It's not complete, so you're not seeing my task list right now. So the big exciting thing we're working on right now is we are adding some new buildings to the towns. We're adding museums, and we're adding to the temple. So there's a whole expansion of exploration. So in this little cute ship game, you buy and sell stuff. That is the bread and butter of it. But you're buying and selling all sorts of age of sail type things, including you can find ancient mysterious landmarks, and you can extract relics and artifacts from them and sell them to museums and temples. So that is a specific game mechanic I'm working on right now. Turning on some music for myself. Because I don't hear the same music you guys are hearing. Alright, so I got to spawn them museums. I already created the museum earlier today, so get some behind the scenes of how this works. So Fleet Tycoon is very different from an overloading in that it's built on my real-time strategy engine. So if any of y'all remember Micro Annihilation from many years ago, the COVID era, yeah, it's built on top of that. Fleet Tycoon is also very distinctive because it's multilingual from the beginning. So you're going to see lots of names, translations into Chinese. It's also just a much smaller game overall compared to my prior games. All right, let's, I think, give the game a whirl. So the whole discovery points, the landmarks you find. Oh, that was real nice, real nice. Unity crashed. Did not expect that. I don't know what would have caught that. Not a good showing. Well, it does not consistently crash. That would be weird. Like, this game is not very complicated or anything compared to my other stuff. There's not like crazy programming in here. Okay. Very good. That was weird. I don't know if it's because I'm using NVIDIA Broadcast to filter out background noise. I don't know if my audio is... Man, that's loud. Why is it so... Everything's blowing out. Alright, so... this is... Switch languages. So I did play Fleet Tycoon on stream, I don't know, a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, maybe. It would be amazing. It's already that long. Time goes by so fast. But this is all new. I think back then it was just the one roguelite-ish level, but now there are many levels that can teach you each thing. And I just realized I forgot to add the museum to the exploration level. Otherwise, the museums would always show up. Oh, so that is a bug right there. It does not respect the music volume on starting the game. I'm adding issue to my to-do list. All right. Museum. There it is. It is big and it is kind of running into the other building. Also, the Go Explore arrows should not be showing up. You know what's wrong there. So, I realized that explaining what's going on in this game is actually seemingly a little bit more awkward, simply because, so previously I worked on Overloading. It's just a shooter game, and so it's kind of, I don't know, for some reason it felt easier to, that like, oh, I can just expect people know what's going on and what I'm working on and stuff like that, and like, oh, you see this issue, this is what changed. But interestingly, like, this is a game that's not really like other games. So it's like there's no one would have any background of what to expect. Like, so you saw that it looked like a real-time strategy, and it looked like I may have had a ship. I know I only played for like 10 seconds, but like, you saw those arrows. Those arrows are supposed to teach you just basically how, like, oh, try buying and selling this, try fishing over here, stuff like that, because this game's like RTS, but it's not. Players don't have a gut instinct what to try, unlike a shooter game. Like, everyone instinctually tries shooting at things. So I had to add those little arrows so you get like, oh, maybe I should try moving over here. Anyway, so those arrows are teaching you to go explore, so you can make maps. Cartography is a way to make money in this game, and the ships, you don't start with cartography. You have to get an upgrade, and the bug is that it shouldn't be telling you to explore when you can't explore. So this is the ship tutorialization unit behavior, and essentially is saying that if a ship is a cartographer, and this is incorrect. Now it is. Simple tap. I gotta fix it. So it's like the game starts with like extreme volume and then immediately goes to normal volume, and then but it's still not respecting this. It's very weird. I've not detected that until now with the whole streaming setup going. I don't know if it's an actual issue with the game or if it's just because of all the streaming. So he's not saying to explore right away. So this ugly thing, and I realize it does not match anything else. That is an exploration zone. In its initial incarnation, it's actually never been fully tested. So I'm supposed to go over there. Why are you even looking for a dock on a temple? Oh, because I accidentally put the dock resource receiver on there. So the closest thing you can relate Fleet Tycoon to is OpenTTD or Transport Tycoon, which is a very old game that probably no one knows, but it is a great, cute game. OpenTTD is free. Just Google it real fast. OpenTTD. It is free. You make trains and airplanes and stuff like that. It's good fun. I played that many years ago after I graduated college. And I really enjoyed it has multiplayer, which is really cool for a buildy game. You know, like SimCity and such, a buildy game. It was cool because you were not only it was multiplayer. Sorry, I'm very fragmented thinking because I'm trying to also do this. You build a, you know, just like a lot of buildy games, you're just trying to make a profitable industry. So in this case, OpenTT, you're trying to make a profitable transport company. But then they also have multiplayer, which is fun because then you can just kind of do as friends. But then they had specialized servers where you were competing against other players to build towns, for example. It wasn't necessarily just the generic scenario of like, oh, you can try to earn more money than other players. The town building scenarios of OpenTTD felt pretty competitive, where essentially you had like 3 hours. They're pretty long games of you building a transport network around one city, and you had to provide certain resources. And for whatever reason, it was just such a novel experience, such a new experience of like it's pseudo competitive, but you're making a city builder, and there's other people, you know, working on their cities with their trains and planes and stuff. You have to balance the profitability of your corporation while also providing resources to the town. It was surprisingly addictive because it was a nice blend of competitiveness, which I'm not really a competitive person, with the fun of, you know, making incremental progress in a city builder type thing. Well, this is supposed to be accepting relics. So the new addition here is that temples historically have only provided worshippers, and worshippers can be quote unquote sold. I gotta change the terminology, but right now it says sell on the tutorialization. You quote unquote sell worshippers or passengers to ancient religious sites. But now with the addition of these new discovery landmarks, you can find relics at these places and then sell them to the temple, and then the temple will give you more worshippers, which then you can quote unquote sell. That's not really something. You're transporting the worshippers to ancient religious sites. So it is, again, it's very similar to Open TTD, where you're taking one resource to like a factory, and then the factory converts it to another resource that then you can sell for even more. Thing. I focus on making the discovery work, and I never think of like, oh, I should spend a minute and fix the investigate it. So chat, you tell me before I hit play again. Fix the investigate the weird audio let you guys be my project manager and help my fish brain remember to do things. Okay, so because I made the same mistake. So I had cloned the temple, which was, but it has the same bug. I'm remembering. Do the music thing. Investigate the music thing. So the options is supposed to, as soon as the game starts, it is supposed to iterate through the options and ensure that they are initialized, which includes music row. Okay. It seems like this should be triggering. I am very surprised because this worked historically, that I did tweak how music volume is done many weeks ago. This is good. It's doing the sound effects. Music should do the music as well. Sound effects, all right. Then it does music. Sure, it seems like this shouldn't be, the percent shouldn't be 0. You can't see, I'm mousing over and you can't see 2 times, but it's saying that it's setting the percentage volume to be 0, which would be essentially off, which actually, that is right. What am I saying? That is what I had set it, because I'm streaming, I set it to 0. So, okay, it should be essentially 0. get a feel. I need to see what this spit out. I get a feeling that this is setting some high value. This is not going to update, by the way. I have to restart it. Yeah, it's like for 1 second the music's like scratch. Okay, well, I mean, that doesn't seem wrong. You can't see it. It's at negative 0.5, essentially. Negative 0.5 decibels is definitely not the volume of scratching one's eardrums out. A real glimpse of software engineering. Yeah, so that is for sound effects. And then this is still for sound effects. I guess it's being set twice. Okay, this is music volume. It's negative 60, which makes sense because it's, you can't see, but the minimum is negative 60. So if it's passing in 0 for the percentage, it should be using the minimum, which it is. Okay, so the math is checking out. Negative 60 is what it's setting it to be. Which begs the question, why is it seemingly so loud? Why is it doing the scratching thing? It makes me wonder if the scratching thing is just because I'm streaming. But it doesn't seem like it's applying the volume. You know what? I'm reminded of this. I recall something weird about volume being off by a frame or something. Reset, volume is being reset back to what it was. I'm also noticing, even with, so I have like some background music going on for me that you guys can't hear. That music is also seemingly changing volume. Like right now it's quieter than it was a moment ago. Oh man, is this Windows adjusting volume dynamically? If so, naughty Windows. I don't want to bore you guys if that's the actual issue. Hey, does Windows have dynamic volume scaling? Like, I know that a long time ago, like many years ago, when I would play more online games, they would, this is around times of, I don't know, Windows 10 or something, they added volume manipulation based off microphone usage, and it was like there was some bug where essentially every time you talk it would slowly reduce the volume because it was trying to, like, I don't know, balance the volume with what the microphone was hearing or something stupid like that, and there was like a bug where it would just continuously reduce the volume to 0. I even had to eventually, I had to write a program that would just set my volume to a value I chose because there was like no workaround around the issue. This is like somewhat similar. And even if that's the case, then it's an issue with my settings. Yeah, so I just found it. You guys can't see because I'm looking at settings for Windows, but I found the Windows can automatically adjust the volume of different sounds when you're using your PC to place or receive telephone calls. And it's set to do nothing. I don't know. Either way, there does seem to be an issue of it's not setting the volume right away. So we're going to uninitialize. We're going to delay setting the volume. So on a completely unrelated note, just because I thought I felt it again. There was an earthquake in like northern Japan, and I felt it. That was like the biggest earthquake I've ever felt in my life. And so now every time I feel any wiggling, or I think I feel any wiggling, I think it's another earthquake. Actually, this is just going to wait 3 frames and reset the initial value again. Let's give that a whirl. Then hopefully we can go play the game, actually. Hey, don't scratch my ears out. No, I guess that one, because just a break point. Ah, it still did. And music did not shut off. WTF? WTF? What's going on? Why? Like, you shouldn't need to see the option for music volume to have this work. It worked before. What changed? And we saw it. We saw it set. We're gonna get desperate. We're gonna start printing logs. Changes. Unless the name is wrong, but it can't be because the options, it does eventually stick. Super weird. I'm listening to the Vampire Survivors soundtrack. Funny fact, I've never played Vampire Survivors. The soundtrack's pretty good. very upbeat. I like the energy. So this is going to print out every time it sets the audio mixer. I shouldn't need to do Unity Engine dot. I'm guessing it's because I accidentally put that. I do like the Visual Studio. It's very eager to include the using statements, but at the same time, it tends to prefer its own over Unity's, which makes sense broadly, but also kind of annoying because I'm always working Unity. Return a bool. It does return a bool. If you're an engineer, always fail loudly. Be typing like a buffoon because I'm apparently subconsciously paranoid. People are now watching my typing. I type like 118 words a minute, I think. I forgot now, but it's absurd. But as soon as someone watches me do anything, I just start drooling or something. All right, so that will. This is lots of logging just because I don't know why the volume is apparently being set. We saw the breakpoint. The breakpoints were launching and they were definitely hitting, but mysteriously, the volume still screeches for until I open the options menu. Well, it screeches for 1 second, and then the volume only actually applies to 0%. After I look at the options window, which again, it shouldn't matter because it was applied as soon as the game starts. So weird. You can't hear the music I'm singing to. Ooh, we got errors. Well, audio mixer music decibels float is 60 because I forgot to change it from a lot error block. Yeah. Good job, Alan. For a moment there, I got excited because it threw out all these errors. It's like, oh yes, found the mistake. But alas, that was not the case. Scratch, and then it turns off. viewing the error, the log in a separate window which you can't see. So a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 times the music volume is set to -60 decibels, aka off. We're getting into extreme debugging here. Desperation debugging. I'm deciding where to put the ugliness. Essentially, my really stupid idea is that we are going to call this every frame for X many frames until we figure out what frame does it actually stick. Because clearly something it's like what. Essentially, like, it seems like if the volume is set a second after the game starts, it sticks. But if you set the volume at frame 0 or 1 or 5, it's not enough. It's very weird. And the log does confirm. I mean, it is being set. So it does make me think. Before I set it, I guess I want the whole getting poodle. Essentially, I want to see if the value is wrong before I set it, and then this is just confirming that it actually is what we're setting it to be. It does appear that it is actually setting it, so I don't think this is the issue, but it might be something before it sets it's incorrect, and this would give us a clue if that's the case. I miss my old monitors. All right, let's give this a whirl. This is not what I thought I'd be spending so much time So it is initially decibels are set to 0, and then it is immediately set to -60. So that's There's nothing weird saying it higher. Since the player preference is technically disabled, this is not going to occur. This is just a coroutine underneath the scenes. Where was that? It was here. See, I used that, which makes more sense. We're going to try this. Because I thought this was setting it in the future, but because this player pref row, it lives in options on the options window, and the options window is initially closed, which means that coroutines won't run because it's disabled. So that means this wasn't doing what I thought it was doing. Now this uses a scheduler, something that I built. It's essentially a timer that lives in threads. Long story short. I bet this will fix it. So I'm guessing, like, essentially at frame 0, effectively, you can't, if you change the volume, it, for whatever reason, doesn't really stick. But if you change it, about 2 frames later, it will. That's my theory. Let's test that theory. Hey, my eardrums didn't get torn out. And yeah, there's definitely some kind of dynamic volume going on because my background music, which is different than your background music, totally just changed volume once I entered the game for some reason. Which is super annoying if Windows has some kind of built-in like audio management. That's A, new to me, and B, very annoying. Alright, so finally fix that. So I can go in my little project manager and say that it is done. Look, we're finally playing the game. So this is that ancient philosopher statue I mentioned. Just get XP for finding it, and something blew up game. Interesting. I'm guessing the 1 frame, so he collected for 1 frame and then immediately, because there's only one, you get all the experience in 1 shot. The collect order essentially only existed for 1 frame, so it's technically not null, but the target's gone, and I think that will fix that. step away. Food my wife is missing. Well, I just realized I need to have the flag fly with the wind. So I added this flag here on top of the ship is selected. There is actually a little selection. Good thing. Purpose of the day. The purpose of the day is to discover these discovery points and that is him exploring. Exploring, even though the game is so the old cartography of Purpose now called Discovery. Survey frequency. Discovery frequency. So that's how often your ship explores. You should know this now. It's actually that it should be a bit faster. Clearly way too tough to discover. Also, it looks really lame. This weird, perfectly round pile of dirt is getting smaller, exposing what's actually underneath. And actually, it looks like I can interact with it, even though it's not explored. Well, that's clearly not what you're doing. Why am I still picking these up? What? They take space. How am I still collecting them? What is this depravity? My ship is full, but I'm still picking up. I'm still collecting artifacts. And I'm just writing down. Why in the world? Oh, and all right. So that's what's going on there. That should be impossible. Breakpoint, and we are going to this is how collecting works. This is, I'll just forewarn you, this is not the most elegant code ever written. Anyway, excuses aside, I did some manipulation. Did I accidentally wipe out the whole? There's supposed to be a little thing that checks like, hey, if what you're trying to collect is too big to fit in your ship, then stop freaking collecting. You know what I just realized? Maybe I never put that in here. Because collecting historically has always been collecting things of no weight, no size. Sorry, I need to get some change for this delivery that's coming. So yeah, that's definitely the issue, is that I need to actually check the size. I guess I didn't bother since I was at the time you could only collect coins, which technically take no space in the game. So fun random fact about Japan. Japan still uses lots of cash. I've not had to manage paper cash for so long. And coins. All right. I apologize for this distraction. I have counted my change until we're in a spoiled era where counting change is apparently so distracting. All right, so we're going to actually, write this to actually check the size. Check if cargo is full. Well, there, I put a note literally right there. Apparently I thought about it and totally forgot about it. All right. Just remind myself. So we need a function that gets the first collectible resource from the primary target. That's what we need to do. Primary target, we don't got a collectible resource. This is technically impossible. It should never keep, this is going through what's stored inside of the collectible object. It should never have any less than 0, but just out of abundance of paranoia. There's no reason to check this if ship dot. Now. We need to know how many we can actually pick up, because there's actually a chance you could pick up 1 but not 2, even though you're trying to pick up 2, stuff like that. We have to handle both size of 1 and size 0. So essentially the size is 0, then you can pick up this resource. Came to my mind much. All right. Actually, we can make this an int. See, changing my mind constantly. How many pick up? Okay, so that's going to tell us the current collectible resource count. Resource type versus resource type asset. It's because resource type asset is from my real-time strategy engine versus resource type without asset is the resource type that's specific to this game. But nothing really uses resource type asset in this game. All right, I need to go downstairs to pick up some of the food. I apologize. I will be back. Let's see, do I have? No, don't move that. Yes. There we go. All right, BRB. Voila, I am back. Though I realize I need to get ready for dinner, then I have to go to the restaurant I work at. So I should have just called it quits before I went downstairs. So I dearly apologize for just having to wait for probably nothing. I will learn from this experience. Plus, poor Wanda needs to go out. Right, Wanda? You need to go out? Yes, you do. Yes. Anyway, thank you all who came by. We'll try this again another day. Yeah. Starting December 17th, got some days off from school.